Ladies, gentlemen, and all my NB friends, you are tuned to Sacred Voices on KGNU. This is Metro Arts. My name is Astin. I am the co-executive director for Sacred Voices. Sacred Voices is a nonprofit organization based in Denver, Colorado. We host an open mic every month downtown at 2101 Arapahoe Street on the second Friday of every month. This is a poetry-focused open mic. We also do poetry workshops for local youth in the Denver metro area. And speaking of which, I have someone who represents both of those programs with me here today. I have Takira, or Moe Awaken. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you? My name is Moe Awaken. I'm a 17-year-old poet. I go to Manual High School.
Very cool. Yeah, you're one of our younger featured performers that we've had. You featured at our last open mic.
Yeah.
And we were very happy to have you. Very happy to have you here today as well. So I want to get into some topics of conversation with you, but I think the best way for people to figure out who you are is to hear your words. So I'm going to play a poem that you performed at our last open mic, and then we will jump right in and talk about it real quick. So here is Moe Awaken.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. My skin is dark and proud. My skin is the barrier between darkness and light. My skin is not just the color, it is the essence from where all colors originate. Our skin glows brighter than a penny fresh out the factory, and our worth has begun to burgeon. Don't mistake my blackness for weakness, weakness for kindness, or kindness for being oblivious. To be black is to know when to be silent. But I will not be silenced because our blackness has been perfect way before Martin Luther King had a dream. And my blackness is on the throne, and like Rosa Parks, I refuse to get out of my seat. Wait, y'all gonna Breonna Taylor me? Tamir Rice, Mike Brown, Trayvon Martin, shoot me dead in these streets. Hold up, I can't breathe. America's blocking my airway with the weight of its knee. When they dragged my ancestor through the dirt, they didn't realize she was a seed. Generations passed, and now she's speaking through me. Hold up. And I know you hear me, I said hands up, don't shoot. Because my blackness is one thing you can never mute. I always knew my blackness was power. But apparently you thought otherwise, because you say I'm a criminal and I'm just trying to live my life, yet you say I'm a thug or a killer, but I swear I never took a life. It's times like this why I have to sit up and I think at night. The white man always say I'm wrong, but at least my mama say I'm right. The color of my insecurities are not black, though it comes with consequences. I said the color of my insecurities are not black, though it comes with consequences. Police brutality, poverty, prison fences, from alligator bait to town hall lynchings. And oh, did I mention how white privilege is passed down to all their children? We're caught up in a catch-22. Either we lose or we lose. I should learn a whole lot more from these whitewashed schools. Teach black history, bond slavery. Or the fact they used to have a carnival game called Hit the Nigga Baby. And oh, if we really are created equal, give them a White History Month. Let every black child know that nothing would have been accomplished without us. See, my papa told me that he's nervous about getting the COVID-19 vaccine because it's the Tuskegee experiments when they purposely shot black men up with syphilis and left it untreated. They tried everything. My race still ain't depleted. I'm black and I'm proud, y'all, and I ain't planning on leaving. Let me calm down for a minute because I'm kind of getting cooked. They say if you want to hide it from a put it in a book. It's funny. They believe don't read. Like, really, it's amazing to me. Because my dad had me spelling my name, reading and riding a bike by the time I was 3. Y'all have accomplished to blind some of the youth, but I'm one that can clearly see. And I stand up for what I believe. My black people, you got to stand for something. You either do that or you're going to die for nothing. Thank you. And this, thank you. Thank you. So.
All right, and if you are just joining us, that was Moe Awaken, who performed at Sacred Voices April open mic. And Moe Awaken is here in the studio with us. And you are 17 years old, which blows my mind every time I remember that fact.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about what we just heard there.
So February is basically a poem that I wrote for Black History Month. And I wrote it during a time in my life where I felt like this needed to be heard. I feel like there was a lot of things going on, and I put like different stories within my poem. I just felt like basically using my voice for those who can't speak, right? For my ancestors, and I just wanted to put everything I can in that poem. And it just made me like emotional just hearing it again. But I think, yeah, I could go deep into it, or like.
Yeah, what was going through your mind when you were writing that down?
I feel like one of the main things that was going through my mind is how my people are treated. I remember I wrote a song, and it's called Overcriminalized, and it was when everything happened with the Capitol, and it made me very emotional. I think I put that in the poem too.
Yeah, when you're performing something like this, what propels you in that? What motivates you in that moment? Like, I know you have the words themselves, but what like images are going through your head when you're trying to like get this out there?
I feel like at that moment, I block out the crowd and I kind of get into it and think about what my ancestors would want me to do. And I think about the people who came before me and who's after me. I think about, the people I named in the poem: Breonna Taylor, Tamir Rice, Mike Brown, Trey, like everybody. I think about every single thing and just put my emotions into it and just speak.
Yeah, you can absolutely hear it in your performance. And I wanted to ask you because it got cut out of this recording here, but right before you performed this piece, you were saying that this is part of a 28-part project that you're working on. Is that true?
Yes. So that was what you guys just heard is February part 1. And so I'm having 28 parts because there's 28 days in February. And I'm adding a bonus one because of leap year. And February is just like the shortest month of the year, and it's Black History Month, so it's like.
Right.
Yeah.
What would you like people to try to, or what would you want them to get out of this project once all 29 parts are done? What's the takeaway?
I feel like people don't have to know my name. I feel like I want them to know what I believe in and what I want to change. I want them to hear my voice and everyone that I'm speaking for and standing up with. That's all I want people to take away from this, and just kind of let's put that change in place and let's do something about it. Yeah.
It's a great message, and it kind of leads into something else I wanted to know from you, because you are early on in your career right now. You're writing and you're getting out there, but you're just getting started. Where do you want to go? What's the trajectory of your career?
So I actually want to pursue the medical field. So I want to be a registered nurse. I want to shout out Nurse Lucy from Manual High School. She's a big inspiration to me. But I feel like writing on the side helps with, it helps me cope. So I feel like I want to continue writing and just touch on topics going on in the world that I feel like people need to hear about.
It sounds like at the base of it, you want to help people, whether it be medically or artistically.
Yeah.
Is there any specific reason why you wanted to be a registered nurse?
Yeah, so a few years back, my grandmother passed from pancreatic cancer, and I just, like, even before that, I always wanted, I don't know why, I just enjoy helping people. But once my grandmother passed away, I was like, yeah, I really want to be a nurse or a doctor. I have to. And then my granny passed. And before she passed, she told me, like, I want you to pursue your dreams. And that's what I had at the moment. I feel like that's what I want to do with my life.
There you go. That's a very noble pursuit. So you just described poetry earlier as kind of a coping mechanism. Could you talk about that a little bit more?
So when I write, I started writing like, what was I, like 6? I don't know, but I feel like writing helps. All my art comes out of emotion. So what inspires me is my pain. I could turn something so dark into something so beautiful and powerful, and I really think that's dope. And it helps me too, just to be able to just write something. It's just like a weight lifted off my shoulders.
Right. It's therapeutic in a way.
Yeah.
To get all of that out there. One other thing that I was wondering about, your stage name, Moe Awaken. Where did you come up with this? Where did this come from?
So, awaken, the given definition is to, I believe, arise from, like, sleep, or, like, to wake up, basically. Mo is a part of my middle name. My middle name is Monet, and so when I speak, I feel like not only do I awake myself, but others are hearing me and really understanding and getting to where I feel like I want them to understand. So when I say Moe Awaken, it's kind of saying like more awakened. So, yeah.
Yeah. Very nice. Thank you for that. So who are some of your idols when it comes to either poetry or just artistically in general?
I actually have a few. So my first idol, I want to say, is my brother. He's an artist. Just the emotion he puts into his music, and it's relatable because we're siblings. Chica is an artist. She's dope. Just her music is uplifting. And then Rod Wave, of course. Shout out to Rod Wave. I love his music. Yeah.
Very cool. What is it about the work of these people that really speaks to you?
It's the realness. A lot of people in their music sometimes will, what's the word, like not fake certain things, I guess, but they keep it like real and relatable for everyone. And yeah, I think that's dope. I forgot to add Maya Angelou in there too. So, yeah.
I was gonna say, like, I everybody you named I think was a musician, but that rounds it out a bit more. Okay, let's take another listen to some more work that you've done. So let's. I'm gonna pull up another performance of yours from last month. Once again, let's take a listen to Moe Awaken.
A question that often lingers within my mind is, am I worthy? Am I worthy of life? Am I worthy of love? Am I worthy of peace? My breathing begins to increase. My anxiety starts to creep. I instantly feel alone. And at this time, the only thing that I can remember is the words of my mother's song as she gently cradles her baby girl with her comforting arms and open heart. I smile. As she tells me the words, I am a mother before a wife, and you are my daughter before a child, I smile. The words of her voice begins to sadden me after a while, and I keep repeating to myself, no, not again, not again, I feel alone. All this emptiness, I feel alone. Everyone around me is telling me to calm down, but do they really think I haven't tried that? I feel like everything I do or say is wrong and the world is against me because why the did this have to happen to me? I get it. Maybe it is my fault because at five, I'm finding new things to learn and I start to develop a mind of my own at six, all I know is I don't like it. I don't know what you're doing, but I know I do not like it. At seven, I'm asking mommy to give me this new diary I seen on the TV commercial with the furry cover that will hopefully hide all my secrets. At 8 and a half. I've already learned about sex. No, not from an adult, but from my peers. I learned to lay there when the time comes and take it easy because that's what a man would want. At 9 and a half. 10. Grandma's sick again. God, please protect her at all costs because I really want her to see me succeed in life. Trust me, I really owe it to her. At 11, it's still happening to me, and I don't know what to do or who to tell, but Grandma's getting sicker. She's been diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and my goal to become an oncology nurse has been set at 13, 14, 15. For 3 years straight, I've been heading down the wrong road. Music has become a part of my everyday life. At 15, I kind of start to love myself in that. Am I worthy question didn't seem as important. At 15, I'm juggling my mind between fake friends and fake love. At 15, aromatherapy everywhere with LED lights. I mean, I had a whole vibe set at 15. I cry alone. At 15 and a half, maybe I should forgive him because why not? At 15, no, because that's not what family does. At 15, I just wonder, am I worthy of life? Am I worthy of love? Am I worthy of peace? Thank you.
And once again, if you are just joining us, you are tuned to Sacred Voices on KGNU. My name is Astin, and I am here with Moe Awaken, and that was just Moe Awaken that we heard in that piece there. What can you tell us about that one? That was a very heavy one.
Yeah, that was definitely one of my heaviest poems. And actually, this was my first time performing that poem to people. Like, it was definitely my first time sharing that poem to more than one person. But that poem is basically, in a way, it shows who I am, and I feel like what people go through, and it's relatable for a lot of people, I feel, in a way. And that's a big reason why I shared it, because obviously I want those things to be heard so people know, you're not alone in any situation. But I want to outline the first part. And I said a question that often lingers within my mind is, am I worthy? And a lot of people, a lot of my peers ask themselves that question. And sometimes it takes a while to find the answer, or understand the question. But I feel like if you're listening, you are worthy. You are capable of anything you put your mind to, and you could get out of any situation, no matter how hard it is. You just got to keep on climbing. Definitely.
That's a very good message.
Yeah.
Why is it that you think so many people ask this of themselves?
I feel like society has this picture of a perfect person, and no one's perfect. So when I ask myself, am I worthy? And I say, am I worthy of life? Am I worthy of love? Am I worthy of peace? Am I that perfect picture? I feel like a lot of people, like, am I good enough? Am I And just know you are, because your uniqueness makes you who you are, and that's what makes you beautiful.
Yeah, that's very nice. Because I was noticing that throughout through the entire night of performances. You know, it seemed like everybody had a similar an idea that they presented of, like, I felt like I wasn't enough, and that's somehow, somewhere in society, that really crept into everybody's head, and it's just interesting to see everybody approach that topic and see how to tell everybody else that they are good enough, if they are worthy. So yeah, that's and you said that was your first time performing that for an audience of more than one, basically.
Yeah.
How was that experience for you?
It was deep. I was like very in tune with myself. Like I was very there and present, and I feel like me as a person, like if anyone knows me, they'll know like I'm very reserved and quiet, but like I needed that, and it was like a weight lifted off of me, because I got to share it and people got to listen. And I felt like that was really dope. Like it wasn't like I was up there crying, or like, it was just like, it's dope, and I think it was about time I shared it.
It's interesting that sharing this is, it's cathartic. It's a big release, and you would expect that from a lot of people. But for you, it's like a positive thing. You know, it's not like you're in tears sharing this or anything, but you feel happy or powerful, maybe is the better word, when sharing this. Why do you think that is? Instead of like wallowing in self-doubt or something, you lift yourself up with this sort of cathartic piece?
I feel like everyone copes differently. And that's just my way of, like, when I write something and I share it, it's like, dang, I really needed to say this. Like, I really needed to. And then when I do, I'm like, dang. Like, I'm glad I got to say it, and I'm glad people got to listen. So it was just very powerful for me to be able to do that.
There you go. That makes sense. Something you talked about before when you were talking about your idols, and so many of them are musicians. I remember that night you were talking about music that you write as well. So you're a musician as well as a poet. Is that right?
Yeah, so I write music. I started writing music before I was a poet. So basically, I mean, music is poetry. But yeah, I write music a lot too. Yeah. Yeah.
So when you get an idea in your head that, you know, it's the kind of thing that needs to go from your head, like through the pen onto paper or something, what decides whether that's going to be a poem or a song to you?
I feel like, that's a good question. When I write songs, I put it to an instrumental beat. And I feel like that's when I need help. I need the beat to help me, like, hype me up or back me up or, like, help me flow, right? And when I write poetry, my poetry is always very deep and sometimes could be emotional. And I feel like that's, like, I can make it as long as I want, as short as I want. So depending on, like, how I feel in the moment, that determines whether it's going to be a song or, like, a poem.
Very cool.
For me. Yeah.
Yeah, so have you released any music or performed any of that?
I've performed a few of my songs, but I haven't really released any music. I'm going to, though, get in the studio one of these days.
I'm looking forward to that. Definitely see how that is. Maybe we'll have you back again for a music set this time. So I wanted to ask you about any projects that you have working on in the future. So you mentioned to me before we started that you are working on a book. Is that true?
Yes, I am working on a book. No title yet, or like, it's no theme to this book, but I feel like all my poems, well, some of my poems, like just a short portion of them into a book, I think that'd be dope. Maybe do a little audio book with it. Like,
Yeah.
I think that'd be really dope to do.
Very cool. And so this would be like just a short collection of a selection of poems from you. Any idea of, well, how complete is this project so far?
I actually have enough for a book. The only thing is, like, I might just name it Unthemed, you know? I'm not really sure yet, but I do have enough for a book, and it's written out, but I just have to keep going with it. And if I feel like I need to add more or take out, yeah, but
It's something to look forward to.
yeah.
Do you have any performances coming up or anything like that?
I'm trying to get into some more open mics and spoken words. I've been doing a few. I heard there's one at like a cafe. I want to get more into those. Definitely start coming out more.
Yeah, I'm sure the community is very eager to hear more. I know that I am, and Sacred Voices as a whole is as well. So I wanted to give you a chance to plug yourself. Say, where can people find you online if they want to hear more of you or follow what it is you're doing? Where can people find you?
You can find me on IG at Mo3_Awaken. I'll repeat it again, Mo3_Awaken. And on Facebook, it's Moe Awakened, MOE Awakened. And yeah, those are the two platforms I'm on right now. But
Great. That I encourage all of you to go follow them and keep an eye out for future projects and performances and the like. Thank you for listening this afternoon. Once again, my name is Astin, and you have been listening to Sacred Voices on Metro Arts. I have been interviewing Moe Awaken. If you are interested in learning more about Sacred Voices, please visit our website, sacred-voices.org, or follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Sacred Voices Denver. And if you are interested in seeing more of our open mic, there will be one tonight at 6:30 p.m. at 2101 Arapahoe Street. That is in downtown Denver. Message us if you would like to perform or if you would like to attend. Once again, my name is Astin. You have been listening to Sacred Voices on KGNU. Thank you, and I will see you all next time.